On June 13th, 1980, Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining hit the big screens.
Here's Johnny!
It was just after directing Barry Lyndon, and Kubrick was looking for something new to fill the void. So he was going through novels, reading books in his office, until he came across The Shining. The story goes, his secretary heard him throwing book after book after book against the wall until it was silent for a while. That's when he found The Shining. The film starred Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, and Danny Lloyd. Kubrick enlisted the help of Diane Johnson, a novelist and writer, to help with the screenplay. It's the story of Jack Torrance, his wife Wendy, and their son Danny, as they move into the Overlook Hotel to be the caretakers for the winter. There's a lot of strange things happening at this hotel, though. There's strange visions that Danny, the young boy, has. There's a murder that took place at the hotel a number of years ago, and these things seem to haunt the hotel itself. After a snowstorm traps the family inside the cabin, the dad starts to go a little crazy. He starts to have some paranormal encounters of his own.
You, chopped your wife and daughter up into little bits. And, then you blew your brains out.
As these encounters play out more, Jack becomes increasingly violent and abusive towards his family.
You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Which eventually leads to the classic
Here's Johnny!
scene where he breaks through the door with an axe. Ultimately, it works out for Wendy and Danny. Unfortunately, though, not so good for others. It's important to note that the book is very different from the movie, and Stephen King, the author of the book, was not too happy with Kubrick's interpretation of his book. King had even written a screenplay for how he wanted it to be shown on the screen, and Kubrick didn't even bother to read it. This eventually led Stephen King to making his own version of The Shining in a made-for-TV series, but let's be honest, Kubrick's is much better.
Come play with us, Daddy.